Today, we're going to talk about the really powerful, life-altering philosophy of Louise Hay. She was a true pioneer who taught millions of people that the key to changing your life, well, it isn't found somewhere out there. It's actually right between your ears. You ever feel like that? Like you're just a passenger in your own life, getting bounced around by things that are totally out of your control, just trying to keep your head above water? Yeah, it's a feeling we all know. But according to Louise Hay, that feeling is based on a huge misunderstanding of how our lives actually work. And this, right here, is the central choice she puts in front of all of us. On one side, you've got the victim mindset, this belief that life just happens to you. But on the other side, you have the creator mindset, the belief that you are the one steering the ship. This one single shift in perspective, it's the foundation for everything she ever taught. And for Louise, this whole choice between being a victim or a creator wasn't just some theory in a book. Oh, no. It was a lesson she learned the hard way, one that was really forged in the fire of some immense personal struggles. It all started back in the mid-1970s. Her husband, who was a pretty prominent guy, announced he was leaving her for another woman. She said she was, and I quote, completely shattered. It was public, it was humiliating, and that little critical voice in her head was just screaming, "See, you can't do anything right." She had truly hit rock bottom. So for the next year, she just felt completely adrift. Then, a friend invited her to a lecture at a church. But on the day of, her friend bailed, and Louise was standing there, all alone, with a choice. Turn around, go home and feel sorry for herself, or walk into that lecture by herself. She chose to walk in. And sitting in that lecture, she heard this one simple sentence. Now, for Louise, who admitted she'd never read anything, these words were like a lightning bolt. It was a brand new idea, and it sparked a curiosity that would literally change the entire course of her life. So that one idea, that her thoughts could actually change her life, became her new compass. It guided everything. But years later, after dedicating herself to this new philosophy, it would face the absolute ultimate test. And yup, that test was a terrifying cancer diagnosis. Now, her first reaction, like anyone's would be, was just sheer panic. But all those years she'd spent doing the mental work, well, without her even knowing it, they had prepared her for this exact moment. She immediately called her own spiritual teacher, who didn't offer her sympathy. He reframed the entire situation. His words, which you see right here, they calmed her down instantly. They shifted her from being a victim of her diagnosis to being someone with a purpose beyond it. It was time to put her life's work into practice. For real. And this is so important to understand. Her approach wasn't just about thinking happy thoughts. Not at all. It was a holistic, all-in battle plan. You can see it involved disciplined mental work with affirmations, intense physical work with her nutrition, and what was maybe the hardest part, the deep, difficult spiritual work of forgiveness. She gave herself a deadline. 6 months. For 6 straight months, she was going to dedicate every single part of herself, mind, body, and spirit, to healing. And after those 6 months, she walked back into the doctor's office. Her own inner voice, she said, already knew the answer. But the medical tests made it official. The cancer was gone. For Louise, this was the ultimate proof of the power she believed is inside all of us, the power to heal from the inside out. Okay, so her story is absolutely incredible, but how did she actually do it? Let's break down her philosophy into the practical tools that we can start using in our own lives right now. So her first big tool is affirmations. Now, Louise's big insight was that everything we say and think is already an affirmation. The problem is, most of us have these negative ones running on autopilot in our heads all day. So a positive affirmation isn't some magic spell. It's just about consciously choosing your thoughts and your words to create the reality you actually want. So, for her healing journey, she would repeat affirmations just like this one. And notice what it's doing. It's not denying that there's a problem, it's about affirming a deeper truth, that your body has this innate wisdom, and directing all your energy toward that state of wellness. Her second famous technique is called mirror work. Now, this one sounds almost deceptively simple, but it can be incredibly hard to do. The practice is just this. You stand in front of a mirror, you look yourself directly in the eyes, and you connect with that person looking back at you with genuine love and acceptance. And this is the core of it. Looking yourself in the eye and saying this out loud and trying to really mean it, especially on the days when it feels the hardest. It's such a powerful way to start rewiring a lifetime of self-criticism and to finally become your own biggest cheerleader. So you have these powerful tools. You've got affirmations, you've got mirror work. But what's the engine that really makes them go? Well, they're all powered by one single foundational belief that Louise discovered on her incredible journey. When she looked back at everything, the gut-wrenching divorce, the terrifying cancer diagnosis, the incredible healing, she realized that it all pointed to one simple revolutionary truth, a truth so profound it goes beyond any single language. So in Hindi, you might say it like this: Jivan aapse behad pyar karata hai, which in English means simply, life loves you. The words are different, but the feeling, the core message is exactly the same. This is the bedrock of her entire philosophy. The belief that life isn't some battle to be won, but a dance to be joined. It's a deep trust that the universe isn't out to get you, but is actually actively conspiring in your favor, that it's always on your side. And that brings it all right back to you, doesn't it? You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Louise Hay's work shows us that it all starts with changing just a single thought. So the question to leave you with is this one. What is one thought you can change, starting today?